Good morning to all of you. Before I start, it's a third day and it's a really sad day though, because it was a very beautiful conference for 2 days, third day today. Before I came to conference, I thought I knew about Buddhism, but now I feel like a child. I would like to thank CBS, CBS, GNH, and CMB for this beautiful opportunities. This topic inspired by the Newari culture of Kathmandu Valley, where the depiction of 5 Dhyani Mudras are seen in povas, stupas, rituals, and ceremonies. I'd like to apologize in advance for any offensive. I like to give a brief about mudras. It is divided into, my presentation is divided into 3 stages: historical, traditional, and contemporary art. So I would like to start with the mudra. Mudra is the method of Chitta Bhavana, the development of mind, and it represents the quality of Bodhisattva. Mudra are considered to create force and also to invoke the deities. The practice of mudra can result in awakening of chakra for spiritual benefits. According to Vajrayāna Tantra, mudra are capable of bestowing great powers and psychic abilities called siddhis. The 5 Dhyani Buddha emerged out of Vajrasattva, also known as Adi Buddha, embodiment of Sunya of Vajrayāna Buddhism. According to Alexander C.D. Chorus, Adi Buddha concept originated in Nalanda University in 10th centuries. The 5 Dhyani Buddha was first recorded in English by British resident in Nepal, Brian Hodgson, in early 19th century. The 5 Dhyani Buddha was first introduced in Gunasamas Tantra of secret community. It represents the purified manifestation of the 5 aggregate elements: direction, color, along with the 5 Dhyani Mudras. So you can see the practice of mudra are in the dance form, religious rituals, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, non-verbal communication, visual art, thangka, and contemporary art. You can see in the visual, it's an Ave Mudra, which was first seen and depicted in a gold coin developed under the reign of King Ganesh, Kushan dynasty in 1st century. Until then, Buddha was not represented in any human form. Only symbolic expressions like empty throne, lotus, footprints, Bodhi tree are worshipped metaphorically as Buddha. Vajrayana introduced the use of visualization, mudra practice, and imagery worship. It is the practice by monks and devotees for enlightenment and salvation. There are 3 types of visual representation in Vajrayana Buddhism. It is thangka painting, illustration for manuscript, and murals in monasteries. So this is the thangka painting, and you can see the 5 Dhyani Buddha with 5 mudras in it. The central one is Vajrayāna. The down towards east is Ashokvya. It goes up, west, north, and south. Will come towards it. This is in Ajanta cave. It's in 5th and 6th century, Aurangabad, Maharashtra, India. This is a wall painting, mural. And the last is manuscript, 8th to 12th century, Nalanda University, Pali period. The representation of 5 Dhyani Mudra in visual arts. The similarities that you can find is monastic garments, identical representation, same hairdress, long lobe hair, seated in lotus position. The difference that you find is different colors, symbol, direction, consort, seed syllables, and mudras, the 5 different mudras. So this was documented in Balagupe, Golden Temple, in Karnataka, India. I had an interview, email interview with Ajit Prasad from Golden Temple, and he says that thangka artists follow certain rules of tantric Buddhism. Artists experience and practice particular deity. They are all depiction of visualization and revelation of various tantras. When a practitioner who has received an initiation understands the meaning of each aspect of visualization and then does the practice and mantra recitation according to the specific sadhana, it transforms in the mind. That's what he says. This is the Dharmachakra Mudra, depicted by Vajrayāna Buddha, and the direction is central. It can also be in east according to the mandala and the rituals. Its color is white. Teaching, Dharmachakra Mudra is known as teaching or turning of the wheel of law. This gesture symbolizes the first sermon of Dharma by Buddha in the Deer Park in Sarnath, India. This figural wheel of his teaching in motion stated the beginning of Buddhism. It also symbolized the union of method and wisdom. The three extended figure of the right represent the three vehicles of the teaching of Buddha. The middle finger represents the hearer of the teaching, the index finger represents the realizer, and the little finger represents the Mahayana, the great vehicle, right? On the left hand, the three extended fingers symbolize the three jewels of Buddhism, the three Ratna, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. The two Vartika Mudra holds this is the combination of two Vartika Mudra. Both hands are held in front of heart, symbolizing teaching straight from the heart of Buddha. His Eminence has mentioned about the wheel of Dharma in the beginning. Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. I have just 5 minutes. Ashok depicted by Ashok Buddha. I'll just go. I don't think I need a lot of introduction on these, but since most of you know, so I'll just go through the slides and then come to the contemporary, because contemporary art is more exciting. This is Vajrayāna Mudra, Dhyana. Vajrayāna and Dhyana, and Abhay Mudra. I want to talk more about the contemporary art because it gives totally different views. In contemporary art, people have been practicing and have been influenced by the Vajrayāna Buddhism, and they wanted to explore the idea of Buddhism in the art form, which can be sometimes very offensive to the people, and sometimes it's just a self-realization. This painting on the left is by Marshall Duchamp, who is known in the contemporary art, and his artwork talks about to express his concern for human suffering in the world. He quotes, "Anyone can be a bodhisattva or a savior. All that is necessary is a determination to remain in the cycle of life until all beings are saved from suffering." But this is quoted in Buddha Mind in Contemporary Art by Basin Jacob. And next to the Marshall Duchamp painting is Arpana Kaur. Marshall Duchamp painting has an Abhay Mudra, and he was very influenced by the Sanskrit word Abhay Dada, the giver of fearlessness. And Abhay means fearless and Dada means giver. Arpana Kaur is an Indian artist. She's also influenced by Buddhism, and this painting depicts continuous and never-ending cycle of day and night. The dark female figure is seen using a scissor to cut the thread of life, symbolizing death and end of life. The progressions of time is portrayed by interlocking processions of figure one in front of other. You can see the wording on the right. The time goes slow, allude to the nature of the time and the fact that it waits for no man. So this is one of my painting towards your left. It depicts the Kumari and Dhyana Mudra. Kumari in Sanskrit means Kumariya, meaning princess. And when I painted this, I actually experienced the meditative state of Dhyana Mudra, and Dhyana Mudra also signifies the transformation of negative energy into positive. And when I was meditating over Dhyana Mudra, I felt like a Kumari, the princely feeling, which in Nepal, Kumari is worshipped as a manifestation of divine female energy. So with my visual image while meditation, I painted this after my meditation. Another is Goenka Gatso. He depicts the Bhumi Spars Mudra in a contemporary art with the neon light. And Bhumi Spars Mudra is generally depicted in blue in color. Another contemporary artist Zhang here from China, and he's a very, very influential artist in Vajrayāna Buddhism. And down we have a Willy Boyle with the mudras. This is one of the interesting pieces. We have Aung Ching Sherpa, born in Nepal, and right now he's practicing his artwork in US. This painting is titled as Conqueror, and I think most of you know this style. So any one of you know the style? Any one of you from Korea? Wow, yeah, Gangnam Style. Okay, this is the last one though. He quotes, "My message is to make aware of the real essence of Buddhist philosophy, keeping in the mind the present day." This painting is the collision of international pop culture, Gangnam Style, and express of freedom in Western and dance mirror in new global consciousness, originating from the desperation felt by self-immolating Tibetan as Tibetan manifestation. I'd like to conclude by saying influence of 5 Dhyani Mudra is seen in contemporary art expression of Western and Eastern artists. Artists imitate mudra directly and metaphorically to represent their quest to relate the issue of social, political, and self-realization. Thank you.